Hello and welcome. My name is Roger Markarian. I want to welcome you to my program Inspired by Speaking. I'm a DTM and have been speaking for the last 15 years. My vision is to help individuals who have challenges writing and speaking. In this program, you will hear others' inspired messages. Throughout this video, you will hear tips, tricks, and ideas to become a better speaker and writer. Allow what you hear to resonate so you can take action. Learn from those who are taking action right now. Thanks for being here.
Hey guys, welcome. My name is Roger Markarian. I have a fantastic guest with me, a very good friend of mine and a Toastmaster, John Shanahan. John Shanahan has been married for 27 years. John has 5 kids and he lives in the Rockland, California area. What I love about John is John has shared many of his entrepreneurial experiences. John has his own business. He's been in business for 11 years and it is called, what's it called, John?
Lighthouse window cleaning.
Lighthouse window cleaning, just like it says on the screen. Lighthouse window cleaning. You certainly can look them up. John, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Roger. It's a pleasure. And yes, we actually have cleaned a lighthouse. Something you could find it on YouTube. Look for Point Arena Lighthouse window cleaning. You'll see us washing it.
Love it. Awesome. That's a great reference, and I'm sure people will do that. Thank you for that. Hey, John, I just want to ask you, obviously, I met you through speaking. I've heard a lot of your presentations, if you will. Share with us, why did you join a speaking group?
I've always thought I've had a lot to say, and Toastmasters has always been something you hear about in the background. You kind of wonder what is it that they do? Well, my brother-in-law, his name is Jay Fagnano, and 5 years ago he lost his son, and his son was struck by lightning on Venice Beach.
Wow.
And I went to a presentation that Jay had put together, and Jay and my sister Mary had started a foundation in Nicholas's honor, the Thrive and Joy Foundation. And Jay came and talked about that at UC Merced, where my daughter was going to school. And I was moved. I was really moved, and how he was able to articulate a really challenging time in his life and flip it around into something really positive. And so I always thought Toastmasters seems like that would be a fun thing to do. And my brother Dan was also a Toastmaster. So I had heard about it a lot, but had never attended. And that's kind of the background of sort of the teasers in my life that says, you should try Toastmasters.
God, I love it. That is just, that in itself is such an inspiring story for people to hear. Let me ask you, you've been with Toastmasters for how long now?
Well, it's been a little over a year, Roger. Maybe it's even going on 2. I've lost track.
Okay. And so what has inspired you to keep going back to Toastmasters?
Well, I've always struggled with confidence in front of a large group, and maybe even in small groups. I've always had really good close circle of friends, but when you see people and you kind of think, wow, they could get up in front of a group and talk. Now, in my business, I've sponsored events where I had to get up in front of a group and talk. And I'd be sitting there a minute or 2 before the actual, I've got to get up in front of these 150 people. And I honestly didn't know what I was going to say. I had to fill up a minute, or in one case, 10 minutes, where I did give the 10-minute one a little more preparation. But I got up there and I just stumbled and tanked. And I go, I have so much that's up here that I want to talk about, that I want people to know. But I'd get blocks when I got up in front of the group, and it didn't flow the way I wanted it. That still happens. Sometimes I'll give a talk to Toastmasters and I have this perfect vision of, wow, this is going to be great. And I finish and I go, that was bad, And just one of the things, a Toastmaster thing, I just caught myself saying, that's one of those filler words that actually means absolutely nothing. You're better to just pause. Right?
Oh my God, absolutely. Love that. It's funny how we create a bar sometimes that is so high that even for us, it becomes somewhat unachievable. In those scenarios where you thought it was bad, what kind of feedback did you get from people out in the audience who may have come up to after, or notes that you got, texts that you got regarding what you shared?
Actually, the one I did at the Chamber of Commerce, I felt was bad. It was disorganized and it didn't flow the way I wanted it to. And that was about 3 years ago. But I'll still run into people in town that say, I really liked your talk that you gave 3 years ago. So maybe it wasn't as bad. I may be hard on myself.
Oh my goodness.
But I think a lot of what I was running into is I had an organization of way I wanted it to flow. And there were slides involved, and the slides didn't match what I was saying and things like that. But people remembered, and I still remember the talk. I was talking about, this was to our Chamber of Commerce, and I was trying to tie in my experience of working in the corporate world, which had been with Subway sandwiches, REI, Chipotle Mexican Grill, and Starbucks coffee. You know, all those 30 years of my life, I had worked for the corporate world. I wanted to take the best things that I learned from the corporate world and share it with the Chamber of Commerce that I now apply to my small business. And so it's actually it's a work in progress. It's a book in my head, actually, because I think it could really be a good topic is, what did I learn? What are the things I really liked? What are the things I didn't like? Anyway, that was the topic of that speech. I've tweaked it a little bit and given it to our Toastmaster group, and it's come together. I'm actually writing an outline for a potential book, but I don't know. We'll talk about that another time.
Love it. That is just great information. I'm sure that many people listening have experienced very, very similar types of challenges that you just shared. How is it that you manage your flow so it comes out a little bit more like you'd like?
Well, first, it's really important. I used to get up and just try and speak because I thought, I had all these great ideas. I can just say it. Everybody will listen to me. But it doesn't always come out that way. So
It doesn't, does it?
no. But I like to now just bullet point. First time I gave a speech, I had index cards. And I remember the feedback that some people said, oh, that's kind of a no-no. Don't use the business cards. It's kind of distracting. And so having one piece of paper, having bullet points of all your main topics. I don't like to have a speech all written out word for word. It just doesn't feel natural to me. I've tried it that way, and I like to have the bullet points, and each bullet point represents a small point and then a story to back up that point. A small bullet point, story to back up that point. Because people really like to hear the story and not just a thing.
Yeah, I totally agree. You're absolutely right. People absolutely love stories. Share with me how flow becomes so much more of a greater impact with bullet points.
I remember one of my speech I did at the speech contest was about a border collie I was trying to find a home for this border collie, and eventually we tried all these different locations and they rejected her. And one day I was on a walk with this border collie up in the hills behind our house, and I ran into two shepherds who were in need of a border collie.
I love that story.
And then you look at a story like that, and that's the story. Here's the story, and now here's a lesson to be learned from the story. And I think that one was really about hope. There's hope out there. There's outcomes that are positive, and a lot of times, in that particular story, it began on January 2nd, where my brother-in-law passed away. But we inherited this dog, Jamie, and so it was a really difficult challenge. And sometimes just having faith and hope that things are going to turn out. I've gone on Facebook Live and done the same speech on Facebook after Toastmasters. So there's different things where it kind of inspires, what can I do outside of these 20 people that we're talking to on Tuesday morning? And I like that speech. I'm going to put it on Facebook, or I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel.
Miracle on the Hill. I love that thought that you just said. Boy, there's that could be a powerful title right there.
That would be a better title. I don't remember what.
Build around that one more time for another.
I think I had the title Lessons from a Border Collie, but Miracle on the Hill. That's great.
What really do you believe that you've gained by coming week to week? How has that helped you?
Well, one is just putting together, organizing, and delivering a speech. Our mission is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop oral communication, leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth. I mean, how do you argue with any of that?
Hey guys, I hope you really enjoyed that interview with John as much as I did. I would like to thank John Shanahan for taking as much time as he did to share with us some of the challenges he has had with speaking and how he has also overcome those challenges. I really hope you liked the conversation I had with John today. We'd love to hear your feedback. If you'd like to share any positive feedback to either John or myself, please comment below. And please give us kudos with likes. Don't be afraid to share this to someone who could benefit from what we are talking about today. If you'd like to learn more about speaking opportunities, please contact me again with a link below. Thank you for joining us today. I appreciate your time.